Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out today. You may be aware, because I've been sending out gazillions of emails to everyone, that we have the college tour on campus this week. It's an Amazon Prime show that features colleges from all around the world. And Landmark College is being featured. The film crew's been here since Monday. Today, we are very happy to have Alex Boylan, who's the host and executive producer as well, I think.
Yep. He's everything.
All right, everything. And Lisa Hennessy, executive producer. So I'm going to tell you a little about Alex. After winning CBS's Amazing Race at 23 years old, Alex has gone on to have an amazing career, both in front and behind of the camera. Above all else, Alex is an adventurer, a traveler, and storyteller. He has filmed in nearly every state in America and over 60 countries around the world. He hosted the #1 food series on PBS, At the Chef's Table, and the #1 animal series on PBS, Animal Attractions, was CBS's national ambassador for 2 summers on the CBS Buzz Tour, hosted over 100 segments for Travel Channel, was Rachel Ray's sidekick hosting Rage to the Rescue for her syndicated talk show, and circumnavigated the world without a penny in his pocket as the star of Around the World for Free, amongst many more. Alex's passion for producing brought him an Emmy nomination for his work on The Steve Harvey Show, 2 Webby Awards for Best Web Show on Around the World for Free, and an Adrian Award for his work on Dream Jobbing. Alex brings his passion to every project he embarks on, and couldn't be more excited to take on the role of producer and host for this series. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. And while we're doing, do you want me to tee up Lisa?
Please do.
All right. I wish I had such an eloquent paper next to me. But Lisa Hennessy is one of the creators of the good part of reality TV. So if you can go way back and think of when Survivor started. Everyone knows Survivor? Yeah. Lisa helped launch that series, one of the biggest juggernauts in history. Eco Challenge to Rockstar to The Biggest Loser to World's Toughest Race. It will go on and on and on. And so she is one of the most powerhouse executive producers in Hollywood. And so excited to have her here too. And my proud friend and business partner.
Yeah, so great to be here.
We've had a really fun morning. Alex did some stuff with President Eden, and we've been showing him around the campus. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to ask a couple of questions, but I'd love for you guys to bring your questions to Alex and Lisa about whether it's TV production or The Amazing Race, which is my favorite topic. But I'm going to start because Alex has a really cool story about how he founded the TV series, The College Tour. So could you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So rewind about 4 years ago. My niece, Isabel Paul-Nezik, she lives in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. That's where my sister and her family are. I live in Los Angeles. And so my sister, her mom, gave her one trip to go take a look at college campuses. And so my niece chose to come stay with me in Los Angeles and take a look around there. So as you can imagine, being the uncle, taking your niece, it's almost like reminding me of being your age and getting to like explore college campuses, really special time. And so while my niece and I are going around LA looking at schools, she looked over and she was like, Uncle Alex, I really want to go take a look at some schools in Vermont, in Massachusetts where Mom grew up. And I would love to look at some schools in Texas and Florida, just pretty much every other state. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. Her mom, my sister, is like, Isabel, we can't afford to travel around the country. Like, if it wasn't for your uncle, we probably wouldn't be in LA. This is your only trip. And so, obviously that stuck with me. You know, this is my niece. And just knowing that she didn't have the money to travel around the country and look at schools. So, I started spending some time with Isabel every week online, looking at colleges. And every institution does a great job of explaining their story, but it's a lot. And how do you navigate this space? So, you know, fortunately, this is what we do for a living. We make television shows. And that's where the light bulb went off. It was just like, how is there not a show that tells the story of each higher education institution and all the intangibles about, you know, the field, the culture, the type of campus. And so that's where Lisa and I started talking. It was like, let's try to make this show. And really,
And haven't told your students.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to get to that. Yeah, and one of the proudest things that we are, I'm going to hand this over to Lisa to explain more, but every episode tells the story of one institution told through the authentic lens of their students. And so you all are the show. And I think it's like peer-to-peer talking. I mean, imagine when put yourself a few years ago, imagine you're 15, you're 16, you're 17, and you're trying to figure out where to go, do you really, you want to hear from a 19-year-old, right? Someone who's in the trenches right now. And so when you watch the series, we're really proud. These are real students telling their real story, and we try to be as authentic to that message as possible. Lisa?
You nailed it.
So you've obviously been to a lot of campuses in a lot of different regions. What do you, and Landmark is kind of its own unique place because of our mission. What stands out for you when you're looking at colleges and universities as some of the things that really set something apart? Has there been anything where you've gotten there and you've been like, wow, that's different than I thought it would be, or better, or whatever?
It's such a great question. I'll take the first part. I'll pass it over to Lisa. I think, first of all, imagine there's 3,500 institutions across America. It's amazing, right? And every single one of them is different. I would say, location is something that is like very unique. It's something that we actually have courses now at the College Tour to help students with this. That's one of our main points. It's like, do you want to be in a rural location? Do you want to be in going to school in this beautiful backdrop of Putney, Vermont? I'm a New Englander, by the way. I grew up in Massachusetts, so it's good to almost be home, right? It's beautiful here, and there's a sense of serenity and just beauty around here. That's much different than going to school at BU in downtown Boston. That's just the location alone is going to give you a different experience. And so I think that to like the campus culture, every culture is different. And that can be dependent on the city, the state, the location you're at, or just the institution itself, right? Like what kind of students is it attracting? And those students create the culture. And I think we all are trying to find our vibe, right? We're trying to find our tribe. Where am I going to have the best experience for a few years? And I think that those are just a few of the things that just, makes there's no two campuses alike. There's no two colleges alike, honestly, anywhere we've gone. And so, I hope that best ties the answer. But I'm going to hand it over to Lisa because she's pretty eloquent when she speaks.
Oh.
Much more eloquent than me.
Yeah, I mean, every location is authentic and incredible. And I'd actually like to ask everyone in the audience, so how many of you are from Vermont? One. Do you guys mind sharing where you're from? Where are you from?
I was from Jersey, but I moved to Keene shortly after coming here.
Okay, we filmed Keene University.
Oh, cool.
And we actually did an episode also in Spanish for the Spanish market. And so, Keene, New Jersey.
I think you're talking about New Hampshire.
Yeah, New Hampshire. Oh, sorry. So, okay. I'm from Chicago, and I think there's a Chicago person in the audience. But those locations are very different culturally, based on the weather, based on small town versus bigger town feel. Anyone else want to share where you're from?
I'm from just outside DC.
Okay.
Nice.
By George Mason.
Oh, nice. We filmed Catholic University in Washington, D.C. And we've done a bunch of colleges in Baltimore as well. And as you can imagine, colleges in Baltimore are very different than, say, colleges in Florida. And so the location of the college is really kind of affects kind of the culture of the school. Anyone else want to share anything? Canada?
Oh, cool.
We haven't filmed in Canada yet. We're hoping to. But it's incredible to have someone, international students. And that's why we started the college tour as well, because a lot of international students have a hard time figuring out where they want to go to school in America. A lot of countries, they're not even sure of the 50 states and the geography of America. And so location, as Alex mentioned, is really important.
Can I tell a funny story here?
Yeah, sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Mark, that we're riffing, is that all right? You sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to derail the planet. Well, so our head of marketing, her name is G. She's from Turkmenistan. Her story of coming to school in America it's the best. It fits right in perfectly with what Lisa's saying. So imagine she wants to go to school in New York City, right? That's what she's thinking of, New York. But when she hadn't been here and she didn't travel over here beforehand, and so I can't remember the name of the institution, but she ended up in northern upstate New York, thinking she was landing in Manhattan. So when she got here, she was like, this isn't what I saw in the pictures, you know? And so imagine that is what's really, just a little piece of why this show is so special, because you really get to the best thing is stepping foot on that campus, but a lot of people can't do that. They just don't have the money, time, resources to get there. And the second best thing, hopefully, it's the college tour, that you can't watch the episode and not walk away and be like, I know what this school is all about, what the culture is like, the location, and really get all those intangibles. Sorry to interrupt you, Lisa, but I thought it was a funny story that you all would chuckle about.
Because everyone comes from different places, and every college is in a different place. And so that's the beauty of the college tours, is showcasing the beauty of all 50 states in America and all different cultures in America as well.
Notice we had a student up there.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, nice. We've done a few episodes in Ohio as well.
Have you done Ohio State yet?
We have not done Ohio State. We've done, I think, University of Ohio.
Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio. Great school.
Yeah, great school.
So, I would love for you guys to ask some questions. Anyone want to pose a question?
It could be about television, our career, it could be about traveling.
I guess maybe a television thing. Would you give maybe any advice for someone who would like to maybe get into acting, filming, editing a film, and music?
Okay, do you want me to start?
Ashley?
There we go.
Yeah, go.
All right, so the question is, if everyone could hear it, right, is how do you get your start in television, film, editing? Obviously, the entertainment business, and this is a good thing to think about, it's like, there's a lot of jobs in it, right? It's not just acting, that's a small piece of it. It's not just writing, it's not just producing. You can be an accountant and be in it. You can be in legal and be in it. There's so many, so imagine the media industry, anything that you probably do, there's probably a job maybe inside that world. Now the other interesting part is that, you're looking at two people who did not even study the entertainment business that have been successful in the entertainment business. I think that's an important thing to know. It's like, I would say the number one thing right now, it depends, we can get into your specific, where you're at, if that's, where you're going, but honestly, hustle, work hard. Like I would say that if I were gonna pick, is showing that determination to your potential employer is probably one of the best skills you can get. I for sure would not be sitting here if it wasn't for my work ethic. I'm not the brightest student. I'm not that's not how I got here. I got here because I was willing. I said yes to things when someone needed something done, and especially when you start that business, in the entertainment business, everyone starts at the bottom. It's okay. It's part of the process, right? And so you're going to be getting coffees for people or making copies for producers. It doesn't matter. Say yes. You know what I mean? Put a smile on your face. Be there early, leave there late. Make whomever you work for their job easier. If you do that, it's kind of like the recipe of life. If you can do that, people want you around. So almost put yourself in whoever your boss's shoes is. How do I make that person's day better? Does that make sense? Honestly, and I know that it's we could get into all the other don't worry about all the extra stuff that you'll learn the business. When you're in the job. That is, who knows, there's a million jobs, right? But it's how do you be successful big picture? That's my advice.
Yeah, and what is your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, great job being here. That is a
You
start.
said yes.
Yeah, you said yes, and take advantage of all the resources you have at Landmark.
I mean, personally in high school, I took all 4 years Digital Media Academy, learned how to shoot, film, and edit video, even being in, acting as much as I could in it.
Yeah, and keep doing that. You have incredible resources here, and so I think learning all the different aspects and then finding the thing that you like the best and working harder than anyone else, that is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, so question, this show, are you gonna be, presenting with my state or my category? Because this school specifically is obviously for students who are neurodiverse or people with LDs. So is that are you gonna I don't know specifically, if you're looking for a college that specializes with people with ADHD, autism, check out
I'm hearing probably half.
It's,
but
it's not by category.
Yeah.
So we filmed, I think this is probably our 108th episode. And so we film colleges that are big state schools, colleges, community colleges.
Trade schools,
trade schools.
agriculture schools.
Yeah, so the season isn't based on a category or a state. It can be any state in America. We've actually filmed an episode internationally called Semester at Sea. And so really, truly, we film across the country, and all schools are, to us, important and the same. They just happen to, one is small, one's, the backgrounds are different, but we film all colleges across America.
Yeah.
Can I add, just if I can add something?
I think that might open up a question about how this all came to be, and that's kind of a nice peek into how television production works. So, related to your question, there's been like a months-long project where the College Tour production team works with the Landmark College team to figure out the key points we want to get across about the college. And of course, you just nailed it. We're a college for students who learn differently with certain diagnoses or LDs. So that's all we've woven into the episode through a really long process with the production team. And maybe you guys could just talk a little bit about that, how you work with.
Yeah, every episode, of course including here, we look at this as a co-production, right? Meaning it is the College Tour production team, that's our job, is to make this episode, but we're working hand in hand with Landmark's team from day one, okay? So, big picture, it is 2 months of pre-production that before we even step foot on the campus. And that is weekly calls, walking through big picture, like how do we tell, what stories should we tell here that bring out the true nature and authenticity of this campus?
Let's define that. That's called pre-production. Just so I know you guys are all have an entertainment background. So pre-production before we hit campus.
Yeah, pre-production. And that's where we're gonna cast students, right? We're gonna work on their scripting. Of course we want it to be their story, but of course it's going to go through a lens of Landmark's team, the College Tour team. We're going to get those scripts locked, and we're going to think about locations and also like, what's some B-roll? We got to bring each individual story to life. So all of those down to the minuscule detail is all planned prior to us getting here. And then we're here for about 5 days, which is called field production. We're in the field filming everything that we had planned for 2 months. And then becomes the fun part for everyone.
Yeah, and just to kind of go step back a little bit in pre-production, there were 10 students that were cast working with the team here. And then Alice mentioned it, but I just want to be really clear about it. The students are the ones who wrote their script. It's their authentic story. And stories are really important, and it's really important for the students to tell their story. And then what we do is we come on location and we make them look amazing on camera. And so there are 10 students. Is anyone here in the audience part of it? Oh, thank you. What's your name again?
Gus.
Gus.
How did it go?
It was really fun. I really
Did
loved
you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
How was it writing your script and telling your story?
It was a little stressful, I won't lie. I don't, so it's like when I'm being told like, oh, this is like your chance to tell your story, it's like, I know I gotta do it, like, I can't just say whatever I feel, I gotta like condense it, so that way I'm not losing anybody. But it's just like, it was definitely hard to brainstorm like what exactly to say. And also I'm very bad at memorization, so that was the stressful part. But when I showed up for filming, it was really easy. Like, we were able to do it in a process where, someone with that like short-term memory retention like that, like me, like is able to quickly memorize what my script was, and the filming part was pretty easy. And getting the B-roll stuff was probably my favorite part, because I just got to be with my friends. I got to be with my teammates, and with my teammates there, and my coach is right behind me.
That's awesome.
So just being able to, not only tell my story, but sort of in a way like have our team out there, putting us on the map, like that was something really meaningful to me.
That's incredible.
So that's why this experience was really fun, something that I'm always going to remember.
And thank you for participating in
Yeah,
telling your story.
thank you.
Everyone give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
It's difficult to be on camera, and it's important to learn how to tell your story and share your story, because it's really important to encourage younger students to learn from your experiences. So thank you, and thank you for your teammates who participated as well. We really appreciate it. And so I think we got to field production, where we start filming the students, and then today, just so you guys know, we filmed Alex, who narrates the show. We filmed what's called his host stand-up, and his script sets up the students and sets up the landmark institution. So that was today. And then very soon we handed over to what's called post-production editing. Kevin likes editing. And so we handed over to our post-production team, and then that's where the episode comes alive through the editing process. And then the next part is marketing, PR, and distribution, where the world now sees the episode.
Oh, Gus just left. I was.
Just come back.
Okay, did he do
All right.
a mic drop? He's like, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, all I was going to say was when you talked about going for it and being there and saying yes, I was that applies to anything you guys want to do. And I just wanted to tell a story about Gus because he emailed me a few months ago, right around the time we started working on the college tour. But he said, I really want to intern for marketing and communications. This is what I can do. This is what I'm good at. I didn't even know who Gus was, but he just came to me cold and said that. And that was we had a conversation. He showed me his resume and what he could do, and we just offered him a summer internship. So
that's awesome.
So,
Yes.
Gus is probably happy he stepped out, so we didn't have to be embarrassed by that. Other questions?
Mark, I have a question.
Go for it.
Something a little bit lighter, Lisa. Remember me, 2003 Africa? I sent in my audition tape, Brian Murphy.
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
How many audition tapes did you get for?
Africa? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, back then there probably was a million.
There must have been like 10. We're really good friends with Ethan Zone.
He doesn't live too far from me.
That season, so how fast did you throw out my video?
I blame the casting director, Lynn Spielman. Lynn is the one who I hired Lynn for Survivor, and then she ended up working for CBS, and then cast Alex on The Amazing Race. So blame Lynn Spielman.
No.
I don't know if you'd want to be, like, Africa was insane. I mean, I can't believe, I'm so thankful that nothing happened, but the fact that we were in the middle of that area with wild animals and, just extraordinary, nothing happened.
But I just thought I'd throw that out.
That's too funny. And
20 years ago.
I
Ethan
know.
Zahn won that season, right?
Yeah, Ethan
He
won.
doesn't live far from here.
No,
He's in southern New Hampshire, yeah. Yeah.
And
was
then
that?
right
Ethan
before-
Zahn, the guy who won
Oh,
his
yeah.
second season. Yeah, he moved up from New York and
Right.
got a little.
Really great,
Really cool location.
great human. He's been through a couple of rounds of cancer, and
And then season 1, there was a lady that was from New Hampshire, and my friends were like, you could beat her out. She was the first one that was cut off. I forgot her name.
yeah, what, I can't remember
She was
her
from
name.
Milan, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Not Berlin, I remember. They're like, you could beat her.
Oh, so
She was a
funny.
prison guard, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was the first.
Yes, I do remember that. Gosh, it's so long ago. I'm aging myself now, but
You all weren't
we were-
even born yet. That's how
We
much
were
we're
born.
aging ourselves.
But when we were scouting in Borneo, because we did another show there, and we were on a boat for my 30th birthday called the Matahari, and it was at that point where Burnett and I decided that's how Survivor would start, on the Matahari. So the Matahari was my 30th birthday boat. So yeah, that was 20, or that was a long time ago. A lot of seasons.
Sorry, Mark. I just thought
That's
I'd
okay.
throw that in.
Actually, Brian,
Brian has a movie career. We found out
I was
recently.
a nerd. That's dating my age. I was in the Revenge of the Nerds.
I was about to say,
Oh,
Revenge of the
yeah.
Nerds. Oh man, what a classic.
See, I went to school and we had a lot of films that came to campus. Like I was on Campus Man. Remember Campus Man?
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one.
No, Campus Man.
Remember, I mean, Revenge of the Nerds was, yeah, that was
Kind of
awesome.
like you kind of do anything in college. So they had production and they were like looking for other people and I put my hand up and got out there. And
And that's such an important point to we were talking about Gus getting his internship, and raise your hand, get involved, be, always like show up. I think that that's one of the most important things, because sometimes people are too nervous to do that, but it's the people that raise their hand, show up, that get to have those experiences, get to get the summer internship, and summer internships are really important. Hands-on learning is really important. So as much as you can, even if you're scared, even if you're like, I don't know if this is right for me, just show up as much as you can and get involved. I think that's really important. And by you being here right now, that's showing up. So well done doing that.
Could I just get a time check?
It is
12:05.
12:05. Okay, we have until 12:15. So I'd love to take a few more questions. Matthew?
How will one get into acting again if they haven't acted for a couple of years?
I'm gonna let Alice take that because his sister's an actress.
Here's what I would do. Like, start acting. And I think this goes for anything in the media arts. We're so, and I would say you all are blessed. We're the ancient ones up here, but you all are so blessed in the time that there's to make whatever content you want to make, you can make it. In our era, you know how much cameras were and editing days, even to put something together. You all can do it with a cell phone now. Everyone in you, I'm sure, has a cell phone. You all can do it. So, whatever kind, this would be my big picture suggestion. If you want to act, are you like comedy? Are you drama?
I'm really fine with having drama.
What's that?
I'm fine with going into any drama.
Okay, so my suggestion would be to start doing it. Grab a couple other people that are in, so maybe there's someone who wants to direct, maybe there's someone who wants to shoot it with the iPhone. And I would create a YouTube channel, right? And I'd make yourself the star of that YouTube channel, acting, and start doing it. And do it over and over and over and over again. And with repetition comes success. You start learning, you start becoming better at what you are, and you're building a portfolio. And one of the things I say it a lot, because I talk to a lot of people who want to host or get in the entertainment business. And what I would say is, if they want to, do you love food? Do you love cars? It doesn't matter. What do you love nature? What is it that inspires you that you want to do? Grab your cell phone, start a YouTube channel, and do it over and over and over, so you have 50 episodes. Because at one point you're gonna get a meeting with somebody, and the fact that you created a YouTube channel and you've done the same thing 50 times, that shows so much. So much. And so that'd be my simple suggestion, is like, start doing it, And now you're building a portfolio, you're getting your own experience, you're gonna become so much better from episode 1 to episode 50. And you can turn that into a little acting reel, right? And then you can start going on, message boards and start as an extra and just start working your way into the business. But I think that's the great part of the entertainment business right now. There's limited barriers to become a success, which is awesome.
And any of the technological barriers that you might come across, Voices TV is willing to help with.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's like to get together, get a little team, and just, I think it's the repetition is the important part. I wouldn't.
And it's fun. It's
Yeah.
easy. The fact that you guys can film content, movies on your cell phone, that's insane. It's broadcast quality. So, just grab your phone, grab your friends, and just start creating.
Yeah, I think it's the first. It's like, take the first step, do it, because the second one's going to be easier than the first. Third's going to be easier than the second. Fourth's going to be easier, and then all of a sudden you start getting in your rhythm and have fun. I'll give you an example. We do digital series, and one's called Coffee with the President. I sat down with your president earlier today, and this is shot on the cell phone. And the reason is we wanted to have that very authentic, real feel, and that's why we shoot it this way. There's a lot of episodes out there of this digital series. Watch this one I'm a lot better now than I was, and I've been hosting a long time, because you just start, it takes the first one's always like, what am I doing here? Is this stupid? Am I like looking at, everyone's in their own head. At least I am. I'm in my own head all the time. But with time and practice and experience, you get comfortable being like, I know what I've been through the trench. So take that first step, get that first one done, and amazing. Who knows? Like nowadays, it's so cool because who knows? That YouTube channel can become successful, and before you know it, you got yourself a career. You don't need to go anywhere else, right? It happens all the time. So make that first move.
Great advice.
I just want to add.
Tricia, and then
I just want to add that we have a few alumni that have done this, and so, you know, I'm more than willing to connect you. There's people that started here making films that are comedy or sketches that are now doing really well and interesting, so.
yeah, we have an alum who's actually going to be a special guest at our online fundraiser next week. He started here, made a film called, what's it called? The LD, which was in the early-ish days of Landmark, and he's now a pretty successful actor. He's been on NCIS and several other things, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Gus.
Yeah, before I ask my question, Jano, if you need any extras for your thing, hit me up.
Planning on it
That's what it's all about, helping each other out. Welcome to the business of collaboration.
Yep.
In the world of entertainment, it is, we get through, you have to collaborate. Problems are gonna happen. It's the nature of production. Things will go wrong. It's the pursuit of collaboration through those tough times, and so I love to see that. It's awesome.
Yeah, but my question was gonna be, so you take a small school like Landmark, right? Like, so whenever someone one of my parents' family friends sees me after a long time, they're just like, oh, where you go to school? And I'm just like, yeah, I go to Landmark College, and they're just like, what? Where's that? And so it's just we're a very small school, and especially with where we're located, not many people know about Landmark College. It's one of the smallest colleges in the entire
Gus, they're about to know about it.
Yeah.
The episode of the college.
No, but I was gonna ask though, so if you've done episodes on smaller schools before, it's how grand is the before and after effect of that?
Yeah, I guess okay, first of all, this is not. We did it was a master's program. Just so you understand, yes, this is small. We've done smaller.
Yeah.
We did Dallas University was one building, right? And we had to make we made an episode. It was very unique. It was a unique situation, and so yeah, this is going to be the best way to answer. I think we were asking the question is you're going to see this in all kinds of different ways. From this show becomes we hear it all the time from all kinds of institutions since day one. It's becomes one of the number one alumni engagement pieces, right? Just engaging alumni, helping. They were just talking about fundraising. That being able to tell the story in this authentic way will bring this university closer together. It's a celebration of that, and there's all these different. And I gotta tell you, when Lisa and I created this thing and started making it, it was very simple. How do you tell the story to prospective students? That's why this show was created. But now that it's been, we've done a lot of episodes, and we're friends with the institutions from way back doing season 1. They're all the same. There's so many intangible ways that it just, helps by telling a real, authentic story through your all's lens. It's amazing what happens that way. I mean, I look at we did my alma mater. We did Lisa's alma mater in season 1, did mine in season 5, and it brought me back watching the episode. And now I'm 10 times more engaged with my university and it's because I sit back, I'm yeah, that's why I'm giving some money back here. That's why I'm giving my time back here. This is what I'm doing. It's for you all. And so there's a lot of intangible, special things that will happen. Aside from, letting next generation of students know, this is here, and we're here, and this is what the environment's like.
And Gus, this episode is really going to help answer that question.
All right.
So next time your parents' friends ask that, say, let's sit down and watch an episode on my university. And even the opening segment, it's a 1-minute introduction about Landmark and then where it is. And so there's even a map that says Vermont. And so all those questions that they have, all those questions that they've asked you, you can be let's sit down and watch an episode of The College Tour, and it's really gonna open up people's eyes in terms of Landmark, the location, and all the amazing work that you guys are doing here.
All right, cool, thank you.
You can say, watch my episode of The College.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're in. You're the star.
And you'll know when you come up, so whatever it is, you're all right, let's watch episode, whatever. We're gonna fast forward to about 6 minutes in, and let's tune into, here.
All right, I think we're about out of time. So thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you all. So good to be here.
I would recommend if you guys haven't set up a LinkedIn account, I know it's kind of everyone's on TikTok and Instagram, but if you please set up LinkedIn accounts, Alex and I always encourage students to do so because this will be your professional networking tool when you graduate. And so when you do, make sure you connect with us
Yeah.
on LinkedIn. I'm Lisa L. Hennessy. Alex is Alex Boylan. You'll be able to see our credits when you see the college tour, but please connect with us. We have a lot of connections in the industry. We're always available to answer questions, but make a LinkedIn profile and connect with us.
Love answering questions, love helping. This is something that's deep in our soul, so reach out.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. Thank you all. Cheers.